morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? Today we are reviewing a $32 wireless system, but first, a story. Last week I received an email from someone named Ivy at Lekato. It's like Legato, but instead of a G you have a K. Lekato. And the email basically says, hey, we see you have a YouTube channel, would you be interested in reviewing some of the products that we make for it? And in the email it included links that took me straight to Amazon showing me their products. And I got really excited because all the links were guitar-based items, which I mean, pretty useful for a guitar-based channel. So I got really excited and I immediately began doing research, making sure these guys were legit. Basically gave them the same rundown that I did for Fine when they sent me this microphone a year ago. I did figure out that they were legit, so I emailed them back saying what other products that I would be interested in. And they said, alright, cool, can we send you this wireless system first, which is the most budget wireless system you can get on Amazon, which I thought would be a pretty interesting review. So I said, yeah, sure, we'll go ahead and start with that. So they sent it my way, and I, of course, asked in the email, am I obligated to say anything, or can I say whatever I want? They said, yeah, go ahead and say what you want, give feedback if you would like. So, thank you, Lekato. Let's see what's in the box. As I mentioned before, this item does ship through Amazon, and we already opened the box itself. I mean, you're not missing much. Standard Amazon box, standard filler air. This is what we actually want to get to. The box itself is a matte black finish, matte black cardboard, which you can easily feel. And also here is the label itself. It says all your standard information. It says country of origin, where it was made. In this case, made in China. So the actual box opens up right here, which it's basically a flap that's connected by two magnets. I mean, what else has that strong of a pull? Even though we just leave it up like this, gradually lower it down, snaps together. So we actually open it up. The first thing we get is the manual, and we're not going to worry about that. Who reads the manual? So we're going to go ahead and take out the actual wireless system itself, and you see right here we get a receiver and a transmitter. The first thing I immediately like, and what really attracted me, is that these are dummy proof. If you say, hey, could you plug these in for me? People know exactly where they go, because the receiver and the transmitter have the pictures of where they're supposed to go. Receiver has a picture of a speaker on it, and transmitter has a picture of a guitar on it, which means it goes straight to your instruments. The feel on these is also a matte black feel. I don't know exactly what these are made of, but they do feel pretty good. The actual tip part that goes into your speaker and instrument itself do not move at all. These are static where they are. And then on the side here we have two buttons. One is an on-off switch, and I'll try to figure out what this one does in a moment. And on the other side we have your charging port for the micro USB, which is the last item in the box. And also about the box, these come shipped through a hard styrofoam, so there's absolutely no pull on these whatsoever. These are going to stay securely in the box. So the micro USB itself is a short USB that goes straight to your computer, or even through your phone charger. Just take the one port out, plug this one in, and boom, you're good to go. The micro USBs itself are, like I said, pretty short cable, and they go into your instrument, well, your receiver just like that, and charges them right up. So let's go ahead and turn these on. And what's cool is that we see not only the battery thing, but we see what I believe is also the connection. We have a green battery. I assume that means we are good to go. It has a lot of charge on it. And TX and RX, like I said, I think that means that these are in fact connected to each other. And so if we hit this button, I assume we lose connection. And that is right. And the reason for this is because I read it on the website, you can have up to 4 of these at a time, so you can pick and choose which transmitter you want to go to. So if we click again, still not connected, click one more time, no connection, click one more time, we should be connected, and we are. So that's basically everything you get into the box. Overall, these do feel good. Rough spots do come around the LED edges. Let me try to get that in the GoPro. But these do look a bit rough up here. Like they could just be sanded down a tiny bit. If we compare, like these ones have a lot smoother look to it. And these ones feel a lot more rough around the edges. Now that we've unboxed everything and nothing appears to be broken, I'm going to go charge these, make sure we have full battery for the review so that way nothing dies. And also I have class. Partial reason why I'm taking a small little break for you is going to feel like nothing because we are back now. And we're back just like that. See, you felt nothing from me. It's been a couple hours. I put contacts in, and here are some notes from the wireless system charging. Fun thing to note, when they charge, they blink. And then when they are fully charged, the green LED stays on and no longer blinks. And now for the moment of truth, time to plug these in and turn them on to see how well they work. Today the receiver is going to go into the Quilter 101 mini head into the Bugera cab. We are not using effects yet. And the transmitter is being plugged into my Chapman guitars ML1 Norseman. So let's go ahead, turn them on, and plug them in. Goes into the guitar, no problem. Goes into the amp, no problem. Let's go ahead, turn the amp on, and let's see volume up on the guitar. Let's see if it works. We get signal and we do work. Now let's see what happens if we plug into a pedal and see if we get any extra gain. Extra gain doesn't require any explanation whatsoever, but let me tell you why I want to test for it. This is the Adeline 8035 piezo pickup. Why am I showing you this? When I reviewed this on the channel 2 years ago, I plugged this on a guitar Lele, plugged into the amp, clean signal. However, when we would plug it into any pedal, we would get a little bit of crunch sound, a little bit of overdrive. And that just wasn't when we plugged into a distortion and overdrive pedal. No, we plugged this into a delay pedal, a pedal that doesn't provide any distortion or overdrive whatsoever, and we still got a little bit of an overdrive signal. So I want to see what happens if we plug a wireless system into a pedal that doesn't create any overdrive whatsoever. And for this, we're going to be using a tremolo pedal. This one is the Cool Cat by Danelectro. As you see, we have everything plugged in. I put the Danelectro pedal right here, so that way you can see when I turn it on and or off. We'll go ahead and turn on the wireless system, see if we still get sound from the amp. We still do. We'll go ahead and we will turn on the tremolo and see if we get any unwanted distortion. We do not, which is a pretty good sign. The question I have now is how well do the Lekato wireless systems play with XVives? Do they play well? Do they not play at all? Let's find out. We're going back to the Danelectro pedal, and what we're going to do is connect one set of wireless units from the pedal to the amp and another set from the pedal to the guitar. So in this case, the Lekato is going to the guitar and the XVive is going to the amp. Let's go ahead and put the pedal on the wall pedal so you can see it and this pedal won't fall off. And we'll go ahead and turn on the amp, roll the volume on. It appears we get sound. So it works! It actually does work. And that is great to know if you have an XVive and you want another wireless system that doesn't cost over $100. The Lekato actually works really well with it. We'll see what happens if we turn the pedal on, if we get any extra distortion or not. That is great. I don't know how well you can hear in the GoPro, but we are getting a faint hiss. I turned the amp on all the way, so hopefully I don't hit a string, but you can hear that there is a hiss coming from the amp. I don't know if that's from the wireless system or not. Let's see what happens if I unplug the Lekato and plug the XVive in, if we still get a buzz. We do not get a buzz. So let's take these out and we'll plug in the Lekato system. There is no buzz, so that is a good thing to note. So if you're using the XVives and the Lekato together, you are going to get a buzz, but honestly, it's not a noticeable buzz. I mean, it can be noticeable, but if you have a noise suppression, you can honestly probably get rid of it. We're back at the workbench, and once again, we are charging the Lekato wireless system. The reason for this isn't because they died mid-shoot. No. This is a separate test altogether. On Lekato's website, it advertised that these can work for 4 hours until you have to charge them again. This is the test we are going to run. Right now, it is currently 7:35. Hopefully, these are fully charged by 8 o'clock, because as soon as 8 o'clock hits, we are going to turn the wireless system on, and we are going to leave it on, and that way, as soon as it hits midnight, it should run out of charge if it does as advertised. They're fully charged. It is 7:43. Let's go ahead and set the camera up. Alright, go. And we now put them on, and let's leave them there to see how long they run for. This is gonna be a while. 30 minutes in, and it looks like that these are still in the green. Yes, they are. 9 p.m. check, the sun is going down, and the wireless unit is still on the green. I don't even know if we can go any other colors, but it still has a pretty good charge. Hi guys, Justin from the future here, and I was finally reading the manual, and I found something about the LED lights on the wireless system, and I quote, "When the green light comes on, the power is more than 70%. When the red and green light comes on at the same time, the power is in between 30 and 70%. When the red light comes on, the power is less than 30%. Please charge as soon as possible." Anyway, back to the test. Alright, 9:30, and it still looks like it has a good charge, still in the green. 10 p.m., the sun is completely down. We are 2 hours into this test, and looks like that both wireless units are still in the green. 10:36, I missed 10:30, but it seems like we're still good, nothing new to report. 11 p.m., no change at all. And it's 11:30, no change, still green. So those are fairly bright. They're very bright LEDs. Alright, it is 11:59, 1 minute to midnight. And as you see, nothing has changed on the wireless unit whatsoever. And we are counting down to see what happens when we get past midnight. We'll see if these turn off or if they stay on. And they indeed are still working. Now earlier, like 8:30, my girlfriend asked me what I was doing, so I told her about this experiment and I was excited to see the results. And she responded with something interesting and something I didn't think about. She basically said, "Am I sure that the wireless unit is going to lose charge at the same rate as compared to if it was actually plugged into a guitar, into an amp? Because it's doing its job when it's plugged in. When you're playing guitar, when it's going to an amp, that's when the wireless is actually working, basically." So that is an interesting thought. However, we're already 4 hours and 5 minutes into this experiment, so we're gonna see how long this goes until it eventually has no charge. 11:30, no change. 12:49, and we actually do get a change. As you see, the transmitter LED is in fact red, so if I carefully grab this and bring it up closer to the GoPro, you can see that it is red on top and red on bottom, compared to the other one where it is green on top and on bottom. So let's see how long the transmitter stays on for. 12:55, and the transmitter is dead. You can see that there's no longer an LED. So this lasted a good 4 hours and 55 minutes, which is really impressive. The receiver is still going. So just for fun, let's see how long until that dies. 1:20 a.m., well 1:21 a.m., and you can see that the receiver is finally on a red LED, and now so is my alarm clock. We set my alarm for the morning. Let's see how long this has left on it. I don't think it has much longer. My guess, by 1:25 it's going to be dead. And I was just 1 minute off. The receiver has ran out of battery at 1:24 in the morning. So it has a total charge of 5 hours and 24 minutes, which is really impressive. I'm really impressed with how long these can work for. So let's go ahead and put them back on the charger for another experiment. And don't worry, this next experiment is interesting. Now time for the final test of the Lekato wireless system. From the website, it says that this has a max range up to 50 meters without any obstacles and 30 meters with obstacles. And that sounds like a fun test to me. In an ideal world, what I would do is gather all my equipment, get in my car, go to a high school football field, and start walking down the field, because it basically advertises they can go half the length of a football field. However, I don't think this is what most people are going to be using a wireless system for, is going that length. They're mainly going to use it for live performances where they're kind of close to their amplifier or home use. So I figured that we are just going to stay around my home. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to plug the receiver into my audio interface. We're going to go into Logic, start a track up, and we're going to let it keep running as I move all around my house and go outside. That way the transmitter and the receiver have to deal with multiple walls as well as distance. The only question left is, what are we going to plug the transmitter into? It's not as obvious as you think. What I had to think about was how I'm going to capture what's going on in Logic and how I'm going to capture going around my house. And the answer was simple: just do a screen capture on the MacBook to capture what's going on in Logic, and have a gooseneck go on whatever I was going to play and put the GoPro on the gooseneck. And the Chapman was almost the winner, because I could do that, capture what's going on the fretboard, and all simple and done. However, I thought of something. I want something that's going to be consistent and not stopping. And what is going to stop me on the way going around my house is doors. I have to take a break when it comes to doors, but I want something that's going to play while I'm opening up doors and not just me doing one-handed tapping, which is why I immediately thought of putting it on a looper. So besides the fact this is going to loop whatever we put in it, and it's always going to stay consistent and never going to stop, the other reason why I chose to do a looper is because if we plug into an output, it stays on. Like, you don't have to plug anything into an input, and heck, the transmitter's off, and we already have power in the input. And obviously we're not going to use an AV adapter, we are going to put a fresh new battery in it. So let's go ahead and set everything up. Who needs a selfie stick when you have a selfie pedal? I can't believe I just did that. Alright, let's go ahead and start OBS. You can see that the wireless system's on. We are in fact connected. We are recording, so let's start the Logic file. Let's start the looper. And let's begin walking, shall we? A nice little one-on-one, you and me. And I can still hear the file working. We're now at the workbench, and I can still hear it going on. Now we're in the good old kitchen, a little microwave, and that way is the MacBook. Outside farthest back point that I can go before I go into my neighbor's yard. Alright, well, I'm at the very bottom of my driveway, and it looks like we still have connection. I'm contemplating if I want to walk down the road or not. Why not? Let's try it. Let's see. I've done all the tests that I needed to do for the Lekato wireless system, so it's time for me to tell you what I actually think about the product. And to be honest, I absolutely love these. For 32 bucks, you are getting a great budget wireless system. And like I said, these are fantastic, even if you have a wireless system already. I had the XVives and these played super well with them. And they hold charge for a long time. They are really good for recording. These didn't cut out on me once when I was trying to film the video. And meanwhile with the XVives, these occasionally do cut out just from some weird wireless frequency. And these have not cut out on me once, except for obviously when I was roaming around the house and just around my neighborhood. But these will charge for a long time. Great for practice, great for recording, great if you're doing a gig and you're really close to your amp. Absolutely love these. However, there are a couple cons. Two of the cons come in the form of the LEDs. Mainly the fact that when it was in the range from 30 to 70, I couldn't tell that these changed into a red and green light. To me, they were both green throughout the whole test until it turned to red. And it really shows if you watch that back. And also the fact that when it goes to red, you have less than 5 minutes to get these off the charger. To me, it didn't appear from 30 to 0. To me, it appeared from 10% to 0. Another con does come in the fact that when you plug this into anything such as this mandolin right here, the wireless system is just jolting out. Compared to, let's say, another wireless system such as the XVive, to where you can plug it in and then you can mold it with the mandolin or any instrument you plug it in, that way it's out of the way. To me, this is a very big deal when it comes to pedals, because if they're on your pedal board or on the floor such as this, it can be really easy to mistakenly tramp on it, breaking it. Unless you have the pedal upright for a demo, in that case, it's out of the way. But if it's like on the floor or on pedal board, it can be super easy to accidentally tramp on this. Other than those couple things, I highly recommend this wireless system. If you want to get a wireless and you don't want to spend over $100 and you're on a budget, I highly recommend these. These are fantastic. And now I want to reiterate something I said at the very beginning of this video. All these thoughts are my own personal thoughts. Lekato said I can say anything that I wanted. And if these were bad, trust me, I will let you know. But these worked super well. I'm highly impressed with them. For me, it's going to be a 5 out of 5 stars. Other than that, guys, that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope this was useful for you. If this was useful for you, go ahead and hit that like button, and maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. I do videos every Monday on this channel. All of them are related to guitars, obviously. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you have a good day, and I really hope this video was some use to you. Goodbye, and good night.